me Devani Monroe for MissFabulous.com. Joanna Mastroianni's clothes are constantly on the red carpet, and even in movies like Sex and the City 2. So while you may not know her name, you most certainly have seen her designs. This New York designer creates garments that are beautifully constructed, feminine, and modern, with a European sensibility and couture details. Creating her collections in the tradition of haute couture, Joanna Mastroianni's garments are not only luxurious pieces of art, but they are also wearable garments that are known for their perfect fit. It's no wonder that Joanna Mastroianni is a favorite of Hollywood's elite, providing them with the sexiness, elegance, and fit that give them the confidence to shine. Mercedes-Benz Fashion Weekend, we are in the garment district with designer Joanna Mastroianni after her fall 2013 show. Beautiful, beautiful show. I have to say I was very, very impressed with it. But before we start talking about the show itself and this season, can we find out a little bit more about you and what you do as a designer, how you got involved in it all? A lot of people aren't aware of your work, and they should be. They've seen you on Melanie Griffith, Michelle Pfeiffer, and lots of films and on celebs. What can you tell us about yourself that people wouldn't want to know?
Wow, that's a great question. I think I'm very lucky. I get to create and I get to do something that I love every day of my life. It's something that I find incredibly rewarding, and I really love creating garments that make women look beautiful and feel good about themselves.
Well, you're also known for your very couture, almost haute couture detailing in all of your garments. You kind of treat ready to wear as couture, real couture. Can you talk to us a little bit about that and that process?
Well, it's a wonderful, long process. It's an art form, and it's something that I very much enjoy, and I enjoy creating the embroideries, creating every single detail from the beginning to the end of the garment. Everything that we do, we create right here on our premises, so that we really have the total vision is totally carried through from the beginning of the idea to the finale of the creation. I think that is also something that is apparent when you look at these garments. And, the beauty of it is really to be able to look at them up close. You can really see what goes into them, how they're made, how they fit. The fit is really crucial, and it's never an accident. It's all about this great engineering. For me, what the audience does not know is I'm a technical designer. So by training, I can create my own patterns in addition to coming up with all the ideas, and that makes a difference. So when you see these garments and they look the way they do, it's about the true art form of design. I come from the school where you respect it, you love it, and you get involved in the journey that you carry through, hopefully for the rest of your life, and that's what I'm about.
It shows in your work, definitely. Bringing us to fall 2013. Your collections are always ultra feminine and sexy, but this one was particularly sexy with a kind of a sleek strength to it. Can you tell us what your inspiration was?
Sure. It was all about Barbarella. It was bringing this fabulous fictional character into the moment. It's about this new modern woman who, in my opinion, can do it all. and she can look fabulous, and she can be powerful but very feminine. So it's strength with femininity. It's about embracing all of it and enjoying it. So that was really the inspiration behind Fall 2013.
How did that affect the fabrics that you used in the collection?
Great question. I went for some more sort of a little bit slicker, a little bit edgier. I was working with leather, so you saw leather mixing in with beads. You saw leather mixing in with chiffon. You saw different textures that were a bit stronger than usual. But what was interesting was to take these, even chains that you don't think of in a very feminine way, and you mix them in with all these other elements, and they look very flirty and they look feminine. So, the challenge was to bring all these textures to life where they have a voice of their own.
The colors in this collection were also absolutely gorgeous. We went from metallics and blacks to some very bright colors. What were the colors that you felt were important in this collection?
Well, it's interesting. It all, when I was thinking of Barbarella, I started out with this powerful woman, and I was thinking of metals and metallics. And then it naturally evolved into like jewel tones. So as I started to take the metals and break them down into liquids, because the whole idea is, how do I take the metal, but how do I make it feminine? This to me is metal, but I've interpreted it in a way where it can drape and it can be flirty and it can do all that. So from that, it felt like a natural evolution to take the metals and combine them with a jewel tone. So I brought in, the amethyst and the rubies, and as I look at the colors, even the teals and the coppers. So it was it made perfect sense that they should all just kind of hang out together.
And they did hang out beautifully together on the runway. The last dress, the red dress with the very low back, was there any particular story behind that dress?
Well, it's again, Barbarella coming into the moment. She's very powerful, she's very sensual, and she can do it all. And, for me, it's just as important as you make a grand entrance to make a grand exit. So she was very much about that, and she's actually right next to you at the moment. It's again, it's having fun. How do you enjoy life? It's about this passion that you have. It all comes together, and it shows up in all areas of our lives. It's what we do with ourselves. It's how we dress. It's how we appreciate the moment. So for me, I think that way. I feel that way. It's not about an age. For me, I think ageless. It's about an attitude. It's about a woman who's a connoisseur, who loves life and celebrates it. And that's kind of, what I do is I create things that she can put on her body and celebrate every moment and every occasion.
I was already a fan, and this collection made me even more so.
Thank you.
Congratulations on another beautiful collection.
Thank you so much.